Hello there and welcome to the video. I'm going to show you a fantastic game. It's the free day, the first free day at the World Championship, but that's not going to stop us. We're going to look at some fantastic chess. And this is from the Chigorin Memorial. Chigorin Memorial in 2021. Just this last October. And with the white pieces we have Denis Khismatullin. And his opponent, much lower rated, Karmanova, also Russian, I believe, about 22, well, over 2200, which is strong. But Khismatullin is a very underrated grandmaster, and he has one of the finest moves we've seen in the past decade in his game against Alyanov. That's a game I need to analyze for the channel, and I will, because it's just simply fantastic. This idea the guy came up with. But this game, he put on a show, and I'll just show you. So he started with knight f3, Karmanova played knight f6, and we quickly transposed to the king's Indian defense after c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4. A cheeky move, because if you play d4, black might still go for the Grunfeld, but e4, you eliminate the Grunfeld. So perhaps a clever move order. I don't know, I haven't checked it if Karmanova is a Grunfeld player, but in any case, this does eliminate the Grunfeld. d6, d4, and now we have the king's Indian, the main line, bishop to e2. And I have some games in this, of course, and a very recent game. After e5 castles, my opponent played knight c6. Grandmaster Georg Mohr from the European Club Cup. I'll put that in the card, maybe in the description. Good game. One of my best games. Almost. Of course I messed it up. But okay, Karmanova goes for this knight a6 line. Which, when I've played the king's Indian with black, I've been tempted to play this line. So I think it's a decent idea to play this line. You avoid the main lines and try to get, king's Indian through other maneuvers. Rook e1 was played by Khismatullin. Queen e7 and bishop to g5. Now the opening play by black perhaps isn't the best, and I think bishop e6 here looks like a poor move, because you're just setting yourself up to be hit with tempo if white wants and when he wants. He didn't want it immediately, first queen d2, because now you can't kick the bishop away. It's going to stay here for a while. c6 and centralization. h3. And h3 means that you can't really use the d7 square for your knight or your pieces, because then the bishop would be hemmed in and d5 would happen. So rook f2 e8, bishop f1. Seems white isn't quite happy to play this structure if black were to take. Maybe even take with the queen. No, we take with the knight. Rook a to d8. And now Khismatullin goes for the space on the queen side, a3, queen b8 and b4. And white is much better here. Knight c7. We see that the black, compared to a normal king's Indian, is quite passive. I mean, these pieces look kind of weird for a king's Indian. And Khismatullin has no problems here to get an advantage. d5, now he cuts the board in half. Rook c8, trying to get some play on the c file. But here, a concrete move by Khismatullin. He plays bishop takes f6. Normally we wouldn't give up this bishop because it's quite strong, but here we see the concrete reason. Knight to e4. We hit the bishop, we hit the pawn. So black needs to defend, so bishop e7. But now we can enter with a queen to h6. Black tried to simplify with f5. Note that we can't play bishop f8 on account of knight f6, and we get mated in two moves. So black needs to counter the idea of knight to g5. So she tried f5, and this does open the 7th rank, which does become important here, because now you can play rook here and you protect. You protect and you serve. Rook e7. Now c5, putting pressure on d6. And this pressure, you can't play this because d6. And it's going to be a fork. So knight e8 defending, queen h4. Perhaps setting up a discovery, hitting the rook. So rook g7. But now the last piece that has been, dormant for a while. And now bishop c4, putting the bishop on a useful diagonal, which becomes apparent after knight to f6. And here Khismatullin kind of starts to show. What we've seen up to now has been kind of the appetizer. And now we have the big dish. c6. We're starting. You can't take because takes, discard jack. Winning material. So bishop e8. And now the star move, opening up the floodgates. Rook takes e5. He sacrifices a rook. Pawn takes and d6. And now black does not have a good choice. If he were to interpose, I would simply take and then take on f6. It's a pin. We need to defend this, and I still have these pawns. Not good. If you go to f8, knight e6 check, followed by something like this. It's double check, by the way. And then we take an f6. GG. So the king must go to the corner. King h8. Knight e6. I'm hitting the knight here. I'm hitting the rook. I'm hitting everything. g5 hits the queen. We're no longer hitting the knight. We'll hit the knight again. And we're threatening mate. Only one way to counter. Rook g6. Queen f8 check and knight g8. Looks like black is defending for the moment. And he's up a rook. But c7. Here come the pawns. What to do? The queen must go to this ugly square in the corner. Queen e8. And now Khismatullin could not resist the finishing style. He could have played knight d8, which is completely winning. But why play knight d8 when you can play queen takes e8? Has to take d7, and look at these pawns. Why this down? What, the exchange and a queen? That is going to make a queen. Knight e7 and d8 queen. Of course, if we take the rook, we lose our queen that we just promoted. So d8 queen, knight c6, queen comes back, queen c8, and b5. And now the final combination after rook takes e6, bishop takes, and rook takes. Khismatullin gives us not a rook sacrifice, not a queen sacrifice, but two queen sacrifices. Queen takes c6. Black must take, and now b takes c6. And there's simply no defense against rook d8 and making another queen. And white has a winning material. So black resigned. Absolutely fantastic game. I love these kinds of games, and stumbled up on this one kind of by accident, and I couldn't help myself. Had to share it, and I do hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you tomorrow when we have Game 4 in the World Championship match. See you then. Bye bye.